Welcome back again, my loves. This is Empowerment Cave segment, and of course, like I promised, I'm sitting down with a very beautiful lady. She is an inspiration to many. She's doing a lot of things in terms of empowering youths and ensuring that the young people are empowered in the mind of business, in the mind of entrepreneurship. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. She's going to be telling us more about also the Rema Festival that has been going on at Uhuru Park. By the way, have you taken a thought of going there? Because it has been a very interesting event. It's going to be there it has been there from Monday, and it's going to end on Friday, of course. And that is where she's going to come in with a lot of information that's going to happen afterwards. So you don't want to miss that. So before I continue, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Welcome back again. You are here
on Sunday.
On Sunday.
Morning. Yes, I was.
Yes.
Yes.
Karibu sana tena.
Asante.
Yes. So just introduce yourself.
Okay. So my name is Waithera Gaitho. I'm a social economist and also the founder and executive director of Alternatives Africa. But today I'm here because of the Rema Feast Youth Hub, whereby we are looking at a post-Rema Feast mentorship program by Dr. Reverend Julian Kula. Thank you.
Wow, that's a very nice representation. At least you're here to tell us more about it, and just a little bit shed more light on the Rema Fest that has been happening.
Okay. And thank you very much once again for having me here.
Welcome.
Twice in less than 72 hours.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, thank you very much. And I'm only too happy to be here as a youth enterprise expert, as well as the lead of the Rema Feast Youth Hub, which is a team full of many young people doing amazing things. So just to speak about Rema Feast is one of the platforms that's part of the vision of RAC Assemblies and of the visionary Dr. Reverend Julian Kula. And since this is a youth show, let me not use too many words, but the vision of the whole platform, which is the Rema RAC Assemblies and, of course, the visionary, Reverend Julian Kula, is God, work, community, simply summarized. And I'd like to just take this opportunity to just lay a foundation on that, even as we will speak on empowerment. So if you look at that vision of God, work, and community, it basically summarizes the spiritual, the economic, and the social, which is really what we are as human beings. The corporate sector is now calling it ESG, environmental, social, and governance, which really is the nexus of economics, society, and the economics, society, and I forget the other one, but the political, environment, the E is for environment, actually. And so the important thing is to realize that a human being is made of different, it's interdependence, it's some sort of interdependence. And so we recognize that and summarize it as God, work, and community. And so Rema Feast is part of God, it's part of the spiritual in that vision. And why that is important is because God was very clear right from the beginning. If you look at Genesis 1:26 to 28, he says, it basically answers why you're here, who you are, why you're here, what you're meant to do here, and how you're meant to do it, in just that one verse. Who am I? Or let me say, who are we?
Yes, of course.
Who are we? We are created in the image and likeness of God, because it says that let us make man in our own image and likeness. Why are we here? We are here to rule, to dominate over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, blah, 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 blah. What are you meant to do? To be fruitful, to multiply, to replenish, to subdue, then again, in order to dominate. And how are you meant to do that? Through the blessing. Now, the blessing is what activates all that. In other words, each and every one of us have that capacity. We are all created in the image and likeness of God. We all have the ability to rule. We all have the capacity to be fruitful, to multiply.
We have a purpose.
Yes. In fact, that whole verse, God establishes and informs all of us his intention with regard to our purpose. So I'm laying that foundation for us to know that this is not for others and others are not included. All of us have this opportunity to be able to become all that God created us to be. And then we look at work. Before God created man, he created the garden.
True.
And told him to manage it. In other words, we all have work. That's what you called purpose.
True.
Yeah. Yes. And because of time, I'll move to community. If you look at the names that are given to kingdom citizens, if I may call them that way, it is what? A body, a church, and a bride. The common thread in those three is interdependence. You can't work on your own. Yeah, you have to be a community. So that what you're seeing at Rema Feast is actually bringing all the three together. You're seeing God right there through Rema Feast. You're seeing work through the business forum. And you're seeing community, whether it's expressed through missions, which is the food bank, whether it's through music with all these musicians, you're seeing. So it's a representation of the whole vision.
Wow.
Yes.
I like that. I like that there's a program that actually integrates spirituality and also work, like we said, purpose, because youths right now, we need that.
Yes.
It's becoming difficult, and without God, I don't think it's possible.
It's not.
Yes. So with that, it gives us hope, and it assures us that everything is going to be okay. So this actually, it's going to be good. I'm having a very good feeling about this event, of course. So you are also you're a social economist.
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us about that, and maybe how that integrates to this project?
Okay. So for the last 10 years, I've been focusing on youth enterprise development, and I've been very fortunate and privileged to represent young entrepreneurs at the private sector level, the top apex bodies, the Kenya Private Sector Alliance, etc. So I like to call myself a youth enterprise evangelist, and I started as a youth myself. But I'm no longer a youth. I'm a youth expert now, youth enterprise expert. Now, why is this important? The numbers speak for themselves. First and foremost, Kenya has got 13.7 something million youth aged 18 to 35. Africa has got over 500 million youth as we speak right now, aged the same. But by 2030, 42% of the global youth will be in Africa. And 75% of the people in Africa will be under the age of 35. Need I add that by 2050, every 1 in 4 human beings will be African?
Yeah, those are just the right statistics.
Yes. So you can't take the young people of this continent for granted, because they are the future visionaries and business leaders of this continent, and they need to be able to be capacitated, to be able, let me use the word empowered, to be able to take the continent where it's meant to be. And so, as you spoke of hope, I will tell you that every generation has an assignment, but that assignment usually poses to it as a challenge. And that is why you see for this generation, unemployment is a huge challenge, but that's because they are also the solution to that challenge.
Okay.
Yes.
There has to be challenge. This life works like that.
Yes.
Personally, I always say challenges is part of life, and we as human beings, we thrive in seeking solutions. Exactly. Wow.
Exactly. And you can already see what's happening. If you look at, from a governance point of view, the youth are now more focused on economic questions, actually socio-economic questions.
True.
Yeah? The inclination is not really political. It's more of socio-economic solutions. They are looking at socio-economic solutions. Why? Because they are knowingly or unknowingly, or should I say consciously or subconsciously, trying to solve that challenge in their generation.
Yes.
And so that is the reason why then you see that Reverend Julian Kula is very, very keen as an apostle in the marketplace, being a serial entrepreneur for decades. He sees that he's able actually to contribute in the marketplace by partnering with the young people and seeing how jointly you can come up together with solutions that are actually not just immediate, but also short, long, also mid-term, yeah? And that's why then the Rema Feast Youth Hub, so that you can have a sign-up of young people that would want to be mentored by him in order to ensure that jointly you're able to work together and actually be mentored by, let me say, a captain of industry and a seasoned entrepreneur to ensure that you have got the baton not being dropped by one generation.
True.
You know, it's before the senior generation releases it, it holds it together with the younger. So by the time you're releasing
we have to get it from
precisely,
the older,
just like a relay, you know, you at some point you both are holding it, and then the one who's stopping releases it.
Okay.
So it's the same concept.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
In fact, economics, like you've said, it's the core thing in life generally, because
Yes.
that is where we thrive as people. And also, it is, now that we are lamenting as youths, because everywhere we're going, youths are always lamenting because life seems to be unfair. What do you think we're not doing right?
It's interesting
What are
you
some
would
of
say
the
that.
barriers? Yes.
So let me tell you something. And I know every young person will look at me and tell me you are crazy, but we are actually drowning in an ocean of opportunity, particularly in this country. You ask me what the challenge is: structure and getting organized. If you're not organized, you're not going to be able to build anything. Just like a human being has a skeleton that gives you structure and makes sure everything in your body is in place. Just like any building has a foundation to make sure it's well established and to stand tall. The same way you must have structure for your life. Yeah. Now, when you're talking of structure, it means you first need to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your giftings particularly. Like we said at the beginning, we laid a foundation
True,
on
yeah.
God, work, and community. The reason we laid that foundation is because each and every one of us has a skill and a gift. Even here, right here, everything, all these non-living things have a purpose. How much more you as a human being?
Very
You get what
big
I'm
one,
saying?
yes.
Yes, we all have a purpose. Now, where is the challenge? The challenge is the perception. You see, we've been trained, our education system tells you go to school, then you get a job. You're actually trained for a job. But the purpose of going to school is to gain knowledge, yeah, so that you can solve a problem, identify an opportunity, or fill a gap in society, and then be rewarded for it, either through profit or through a salary or through a fee you're going to charge. You get? But it's up to you to realize the opportunity and seek out also the gifting in you. You know, we've been told you have to suffer, you have to work hard. You don't realize, no, you're already gifted, and that gift is supposed to help you. God gave it to you for you to be able to do that which
Like
He called you to do.
There's already a power within you.
It's
Just need to unleash it.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
There is a verse in the Bible, Ephesians 2:10, that says that we are God's workmanship, created for good works in Christ Jesus, having been predestined. In other words, before the foundations of the earth, that you may walk in them. It's already inside of you. And there's another one, I can't remember exactly where, I just know it's in 1 Corinthians, I think 6, and it says, and God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. So you already have it inside of you. So where is the challenge? I think that we've been restricted in thought. So let me give you an example.
Okay.
If you look at the agricultural, ASTGS, Agricultural Sector Transformation and Growth Strategy, it's got over 100 value chains that you can explore. It's identified 100. Every value chain has infinite opportunities. Yeah, basically go crazy. Yes, and then as young people, with the kind of education and technology that we have access to,
especially with the technology.
yes, and with AI now, there is nothing that you're limited to do. Yeah, because every value chain has right from the farmer to the market.
True.
So whether you want to do branding in that value chain, whether you want to be a photographer, whether you want to do packaging, whether you want to be a lawyer, whether you want to do marketing, whether you want to do agro-processing, which is value addition, yeah, whether you want to be the farmer, it has agriculture, the agricultural sector, which employs the most in this country, directly or indirectly. It has a place for the illiterate to the intellectual.
Exactly.
You get? So everyone can find something there, whether it's as a lawyer, okay, or whether you want to be the multiplier of seed, or whether you want to be the one spraying that seed.
Actually,
it has something for everyone at their level. It has something at rural and at urban. It has something, you know, whether it is for I've lost my train of thought there. But it has something for rural, yes, but basically for whether you're in the rural or urban, or whether you are, regardless of age, yes. But also, there's no place that does not have a comparative advantage when it comes to agriculture. Even the desert, in this day of solar energy, you can be able to do that. So the challenge is structure, yeah. But we also have, of course, we also have some policies that need to be realigned and reviewed, yeah, which is part of the conversation that we'll have together as part of the work economic conversation under the mentorship platform. So that's where the challenge is. So we ourselves we are a challenge, yeah. But then also the thing is that if you don't understand the policies and where they're hurting you and where the gaps are, it becomes very difficult to review them. Now, the second challenge is we don't come together in one voice. You get? If you don't come together in one voice, and I'm talking about now the marketplace, yeah, then you will have a challenge in terms of transforming your economics. So let me give you an example that I like to give. And this is with the cooperative movement. The youth are considered high risk. That's why nobody gives them money. Actually, you can see that the youth have got 3 handicaps. Yeah. One is experience, the other is exposure, the other one is networks. Why? Because of age. Those things grow and mature with age. So if you're young, you have that disadvantage. But the senior entrepreneurs, or for example, Reverend Julian Kula, he's got the experience, he's got the exposure, and he's got the networks. When the two come together, there is no limit to what they can achieve. And yet again, then the purpose of the Rema Feast Youth Hub platform, even post the event, because when they come together, there is no limit to what can be, achieved.
Oh, I feel that's an eye opener. Personally, I feel there's a lot we didn't know, or rather we ignore, and it actually contributes a lot, especially when you talked about policy. If we are not aware of the policy, there's no change. We can't make change at the end of the day. And I like that you also mentioned that it is important to have that mindset, optimism, you know, just believe that you can actually do it and become the impact to maybe to this generation, like just find your purpose and know that you can actually do it. So that takes me to this, importantly, for this Youth Hub event that we are going to have. Already what you've mentioned, it's inviting us to join in, but what are more of the other expectations that we should have for this particular event?
So let me give you an example of something I'm saying so that the youth can actually see. I give them a real-time example. So youth are considered high risk in terms of money. And you can't blame the financial institutions, because at the end of the day, they are there for a profit at the end of the day. Yeah. But what about the cooperative movement? Yeah. There are quite a number of youth circles, and what we've been able to pilot, we've seen great results. So let me give young Kenyans an example. We've got 14 million youth in Kenya, rounding it up, yeah? If each of them decided to remove 1 shilling as we speak, and put it in a bank that they trust, how much would we have, Anne?
Oh my God.
That would be 14. That would be 14 million shillings in the next one split second. Make it 5 shillings. How much would that be? It would be 70 million.
It will be 70.
Let's decide to remove 50 shillings. That will be 700 million. Right now, 50 shillings. Tukasirike tutoe 100 bob. That's 1.4 billion every month if the youth of Kenya decided to be organized and structured. Who is going to lack money if you're removing 1 billion every month? That's every month.
Yeah.
And which bank will not want that account that puts 1 billion every month? And you're only removing 100 bob. Kupaka gari tau kwa not less than 50 bob.
I know.
Paka. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you can see, you can now understand why there is importance of strategy and importance of a captain of industry, but also a person who hears the voice of God to spearhead the young people, whether it's on matters financial or non-financial in the marketplace. And so coming to the Youth Hub, really that's what it is about. Okay. Only that in the Youth Hub, we are looking at various angles. You're looking at music. You can't have youth without music. Yeah. You're looking at missions. Under missions, you're looking at health and wellness. You know, you're looking at ensuring people have food, people are going to school, you know. Yes. When you're looking at the marketplace, you're looking at how do you ensure that they are capacitated, whether it is to begin an enterprise or to get a job. You get, because not everyone is an entrepreneur, but not also everyone is cut out to sit in an office. Yeah. And we are also looking at ministry, which is what now we're experiencing through Rema Feast. And that's why, because the focus is the ministry, the much that we can do this time is just sign you up for mentorship with Reverend Julian Kula, you see. But other than that, you find that when you bring all those together, then you come up with a perfect balanced strategy that is then simply summarized as God, community, or rather God, work, and community, in order to empower the youth community and ensure that systems are transformed in an organized way and with clear direction, but most importantly, with a seasoned entrepreneur and minister of God.
Wow.
And that's what the Youth Hub is all about. So what you're going to find at the Youth Hub, it's a space that's very well balanced. You'll find Christian graffiti. You're going to find a love language wall. We want to know what's your love language.
Interesting.
You will find an aspirational wall where you write and you put sticky notes, you know. So what do you aspire? Then right after the aspirational wall, you're going to find a prayer wall where you say, you write a prayer that you'd want to be prayed for. And the person who comes after you will adopt your prayer. And we have a tree we've called the burning bush, where you will have at least a minute.
Very visionary.
Yes, you will have a minute to go and pray for that person whose prayer you have chosen to pray. Then right from there, you will walk over to the Kenya you want to see wall, where in a statement you'll say, the Kenya you want to see. And right after that is just one word of your Rema experience. How would you describe your experience? Then after you're done with that, you will go to the emotional wheel. That now you will look and see, are you sad, are you happy? And you'll be helped to understand, because sadness and happiness are not feelings. Yeah, they're expressions of a feeling. And so we will help you then figure out exactly then what you are feeling. After that, you'll be able to sign up, and then we've got nice Maasai blankets where you can sit down and have a Q&A question.
Oh my God, we are well planned. Yeah, if you don't have a plan, that is a plan actually. And if you had, you should consider taking this as a plan. It's very interesting. So maybe for that person who's not aware, because I'm sure some are not even aware of the Rema Fest, but you can just tell us the dates, the day, to be specific so that mtu asiseme ya kuambiwa.
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to say it's free of charge. Yeah,
Oh,
there's
I wanted to ask
absolutely
that.
no
Very
cost.
important.
Yes, it's absolutely no
okay.
cost. You just come, but carry your ID. It's very important that you carry your ID for security purposes, yours and everybody else's security.
Sure.
And then it started on Monday, going all through to Friday. Friday, in fact, there'll be a kesha. This evening, we've got a youth evening, So we are going to have amazing musicians, both local and regional and even international. So far, we've had Sinach. Nathaniel Bassi will also be coming. We've had Rebecca Dawn, and many others. We've had quite a number of them, and they are not about to run out, Then we've got great ministers. We've got Reverend Julian Kula himself.
Of course.
We've got Lady Bishop Kathy Kuna. We've got Bishop J.B. Masinde. We've got Pastor T, who's a darling of the youth.
A very
so we've got a number of speakers and preachers. We've got under the Business Forum, we have got Anthony Wahome, who's really, really big on kingdom business. Also himself a serial entrepreneur from this country. So we've got a lot of people to learn from. Yes, very exciting. A lot of food, affordable food, from Farmer's Choice hot dogs to Kendrick. No, etc, etc. So it's going to be fun. So there's fun, food, and fellowship.
Exactly. And of course, that's very interesting. So it's a miss note. It's a miss note, of course.
Definitely.
Yes. And maybe you can just, as we are wrapping it up, just tell us the vision that you have for the youths.
So the vision that the Youth Hub has for the youth is simply summarized as empowering communities. The youth are a community. You remember God?
Yes.
Community. So the youth community, empowering the youth community and transforming systems that are relevant to them in partnership with them. There's a statement the youth like to say globally, nothing for us without us. That we have put very much into consideration. So whatever we do with the young people will be demand driven. And that's why we are having all those walls, so that they can come and tell us what they want, where the pain points are and where their sweet points are. So what we are trying to do is ensure that post-Rema Feast, we begin a journey. You see, that's why we talk of transformation. Transformation is actually from the Greek word that is translated metamorphosis. Like they move from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Yes. So it's not expected for you to change or make it in one day and all that, but you have to be committed. You have to be ready for the journey. And that journey, the systems that are required to ensure that every young person has a job. Every young person has business support for those who need that. Every young person has whatever they need, whether it's internship, whether it's education. That is, at the end of the day, the reason why we are having the Youth Hub. But not without a dance. There'll always be music.
Youths, we love music a lot.
Yes.
We are very planned. And it's interesting. Organization and structure. That's my key point that I've gotten today. You have to be organized and you have to have a structure. That you see the way they have planned the whole thing, that's where organization comes in. From the vision to laying it out and later executing it. So thank you so much for planning this for specifically for youths. We are so happy and we are going to show up. Personally, I am going to come. Karibuni.
We've got a whole wonderful space. Even if you want to come and dance, there's space for that. Yes, we are committed and we are committed for the long haul.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we are allowed to come with our phones and record.
But of course.
As always.
Yes.
Now, tukimalizia, just tell us the handles where we can get you, or we can find you, you know, for more information.
Okay then. So the handles are all Rema Feast Kenya, whether it's on IG, whether it's on TikTok, Facebook, all of them are Rema Feast. And it's not fest, it's feast. You know,
It's
like
feast.
feast experience, food.
Oh.
Feast, Rema
Me, I was
Feast.
saying first.
No, it's a feast.
Okay,
Yeah?
okay.
So it's basically a feast experience. Yeah. So you can find it social media, IG, TikTok, Facebook, all of them. But the handle is Rema Feast Kenya.
So even as we go there, we take videos, we can tag.
But of course, yes,
Important.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Thank you
Yes,
so
can.
much for all that and how you've broken it down. And we appreciate you for coming in Y254. We hope to see you again to empower us, of course.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And we
Welcome.
want to assure the young people of this country that there is commitment and we are committed for them, to them, and to their future. And remember, they are not future leaders. They are present and future leaders.
Hey, we are not left out.
Yeah,
We are
absolutely
very
not. Absolutely
we are
not.
included for the mission of this
Absolutely.
country and
Yes,
everything.
yes, not just consumers, but also producers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you, my viewer, for taking time to get that important message, because you do not want to miss out. You see, I had a notebook because there was a thing or two to learn, and I feel like I'm going to get to learn more when I actually attend that event, which I will attend. So please, let it be a challenge to you. Make sure you attend. So this has been Empowerment Cafe segment, and don't go, guys, because we do have another segment that we're going to tackle on matters relationship. You know, we are youths. Relationships are are a part of us, and for that we are going to talk about the impact of childhood to adult relationships. It's gonna be interesting. Give us your comments on our hashtag on our hashtag WCW or Y in the morning at Y254. Okay, so don't go far. We are going to be back right now, guys.